again, Scott. you guys are like the Rockenheimer.
There it is. What's good, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the Realmhattan. How's everybody doing tonight?
I'm perfect.
I'm good, man. I'm good. It's like you said, it's
Incredible.
Friday.
All right. As y'all can see, we got a guest in the house, Mr. Bobby Scolface.
What's up, everybody?
How goes it, boss man?
Perfect. Perfect.
Fuck is Scolface?
I got a Maryland Orange Crush here, ready to for the evening. Part one of two.
There it is.
So,
What is in a crush?
So I make mine with 1.5 freshly squeezed oranges, 3 shots of vodka, and then I fill the rest with Sprite.
Okay.
But some people add triple sec as well, but I don't, just because, like, I don't know. It's just, who's got the time? I guess I don't know. Like,
Squeezing oranges sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but it's worth it, and it's like so I'll tell you. Usually, it's a process for me, so it's like part of the ritual of it. But I have my second one already done and sitting in the fridge. So when it's time for me to take a break, it won't be too much of a lag.
All right. Cool. So how's everybody else you doing? Gort, what's going on, my man?
Doing well. Had a long day gathering materials to make a costume.
Oh, love to hear. I love that for you.
Yeah, it's I've run into a little bit of trouble with one of the props that I picked up, and I'm hoping to be able to figure that out smoothly. Yeah, hopefully that hurdle will be not a big deal. We'll see.
Nice.
E, how are you doing?
I'm good. It's the first week of a new quarter at work, and that means absolutely fuck all goes on at work. I did not a damn thing all week long.
I love that. I love that for you. I
sat here today, logged into work, and just watched movies and built that Flame Toys motorcycle model kit. That's all I did all day long. It made me answer 3 emails. Once our new quarterly numbers and all the financials come out next week, then it'll be back to half screwing around while I'm at home. Not so much full day, but yeah. Besides that, it's good. Decorating the house for Halloween.
Yeah.
Doing what we can. Mr. AARP over there.
Wow, that's how you go transition.
Well, I mean, come on, you sit here asking Instagram questions before the show, so
Right? Yeah.
How do you make this?
Definitely tell somebody ain't had their nap today, but I did. What's up, everybody? Yo, hey, I had a very, very mixed week. I had some down parts of it, but I had some top parts of it too. So it was a up and down week, which actually kind of balanced out. I'm putting a request out there for everyone. So as y'all already know, I'm trying to get this whole Instagram thing, popping off. So for all of our, younger members, if y'all want to hit me up and give me some pointers on what to do on Instagram so I can feel like I'm in the in crowd, definitely holler at your boy, because I definitely need that. And,
the moment that I left Facebook alone was when one of the young guys that I work with at work was like, I said, hey, friend me on Facebook so I can invite you to this thing. And he was like, I don't have Facebook, man. Facebook's for people that buy their jeans at Walmart. And
that's a fact.
I don't even know where it came from, but we had it sitting here, so
yeah.
I don't remember where we pulled that one from.
That's a fact.
But yeah, it's been a cool week, as I said, ups and downs. I was just getting ready to tell a particular story, but we'll say that for a later time, because
you forgot
right now
already.
I can't remember it.
Well now
congratulations, I'm 49, so yeah. Yeah, as you all like to keep reminding me.
You know.
But yo, Ricky, how was your week, man?
My week has been a whole nother thing, man. I've done the sickest dog shit since about Monday. Still had to work a long ass week. And no time to rest to let my body play catch up. Today is literally my first day off.
There's something going around, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's rough.
I had something like in my ass too.
I mean, I think I caught it watching your videos. It might be how it went down.
Probably. It was that
This is my Patreon shirt for the month, you know. So it's drippy nose.
That was me last week. I got sick.
It's rough, man. Like mine started with like a slight sore throat, so to speak, and then just coughing and fucking runny nose and crazy.
Mine's just moved into my ears since yesterday. Like that's where it's at. It's like a pressure inside my head the whole time.
Yeah, mine was a lot of pressure too, so to speak.
Yeah, so to speak.
Yeah.
Like one of those vice grips.
Yeah, so I've been doing that, and I didn't really have any time to relax, you know, because my kid he had multiple scrimmages this week. So we had scrimmage Tuesday night and Thursday night for his rec ball league, and then Wednesday night we had a scrimmage for his travel ball team.
Damn.
So literally, I'd get up 5 o'clock in the morning. I wouldn't be home till 10 o'clock at night, and then have to turn around and get up again, dude. I had no time to rest. So finally, last night, getting home from scrimmage, I took a NyQuil, and I passed out. I didn't wake up till noon, and I never sleep past like 7, 8 o'clock, even on my days off. And I didn't wake up till noon, and I feel a hell of a lot better, but still not perfect. You don't do start washing your hands. That's how you stay sick. If you don't wash your hands, you build up immunity, dude. That's why
that's that Florida thinking shit. That's how.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it must be.
I wash my hands. I don't get sick.
Yeah.
You wash your hands, Eric. You were just talking about you were sick last week. I don't want to hear that nonsense. So,
but I still wash.
I wash them for a minimum of 20 seconds.
Yeah. I watch them because I have to from the health department at work.
I'm starting to wonder now.
I'm not great about it. I'll be honest.
But I mean, it's been a good week. We've got a couple cool things in. I'm gonna go ahead and brown nose to the boss a little, because one of the things I finally got to open up today that came in is this little piece of artwork.
Yeah, man.
It'll be going up on my wall. I have a whole little collage thing that I'm building, and it'll go with my Soundwave display over there. So thank you,
there
sir,
might be
for this beautiful piece of art.
There might be a companion piece to go along with that here soon.
Oh, you watch your mouth, sir.
Just letting you know.
Just take my money. Like,
if you were paying attention to Instagram, you would have known that already. Right?
Yep.
I don't IG. I'm old enough to not IG. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I got the picture of this one, and I got the blanket of the first one right here behind me. So I'm all in.
You know what's funny about that Instagram shit is like you can tell when I'm getting too fucked up because I start posting reckless shit in my stories, and then you check them in the morning, they might be gone. Because I woke up and I had like a moment of clarity. I'm like, man, let me take this shit down. Man, I went after it. Whoever bought it this past week, I went after 2 people, one of which you all know, and the other a certain select group of people know. But yeah, well, I came right for their throats, and then I woke up in the morning and I was like, you know what? Let me just take this angry ass shit down. Just get on with my day.
You know, sometimes it just can't be helped, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it could be helped if I just fucking drank water.
Oh, wow. Hey, man, like I tell my wife all the time when she gets on me about being healthy, alcohol got water in it. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway.
So yeah, it's a good week. So we reached out to Bobby. My man said he'd come on here and help us boost our numbers, I guess. Make us look pretty.
I'm not boosting shit. You'll see.
He's gonna come on here, but he said he was gonna do a little showcase for us tonight. So I guess we'll get one of these guys to push the magic button and slide into that. If he's ready for it. You ready, Bobby?
Yeah, I can do that.
We gotta play this intro.
All right, we're gonna play our little intro. We're gonna play our fancy little intro for you.
It's time for the collector showcase.
You have to tell you what, you rock boys take that StreamYard shit pretty serious. So mine, can I tell the story that goes along with it before
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
it's your showcase, bud. We're just watching.
Ricky had hit me up and said that for this, that we talk about like a particular piece of our collection that has some like special story or attachment or whatever connected to it. And I've told this story 1,000 times, but I figured I could finally show it. So like I'm a huge music nerd. I know more about it than I know about anything else. But all right, here we go. So we're gonna rewind the clocks back to 1996. And Tupac, who's just recently hit the news because of Keefe D's arrest, was making a lot of noise with "Hit 'Em Up," right? Which was a diss record to like the Notorious B.I.G. along with many people. And at the end of the record, he said, and to Mobb Deep, don't one of you guys have sickle cell or something, fuck around me, you catch a heart attack or something like that, right? So I was a huge Mobb Deep fan, still am. And I don't know why, but my 15-year-old self took personal offense to that shit. And the rumor was that Mobb Deep had a response record for it, and it was played on the radio one time, and the song was called "Drop a Gem on 'Em." And then an interview came out with them in a magazine where they said they weren't going to release the record because Pac had died, and where they said, where we come from, when the person you have an issue with is dead, then the issue is dead. So there's no sense in talking about a dead person. And I panicked because I wanted to hear this record and thought that it would never be possible. So I hit up for Nerd Rage listeners, if there's any here, like my buddy Shane and my buddy Trees, and said I needed a favor. I needed to get to New York, and I was going to hunt down this record. So New York for us is like a 3 to 3.5 hour trip, depending on traffic. And I got to Manhattan, I want to say around 6 a.m. And I waited outside of Hot 97. And anybody that went in, I just asked if I could get a hold of this record. And everybody said no. And at around 7:30 p.m., somebody came out, and anybody that left, I asked for the record also, and they all said no. And this one guy said, "Are you still here from this morning?" And I said, "Yes, I'm not leaving without this fucking record." My buddies went shopping. They did a whole bunch of other shit. I just sat there to get it. And the guy said, "Hold on." And he went back in, and he brought me like the CD single, which I still have to this day, which was never like properly released, of Mobb Deep's "Drop a Gem on 'Em," which had like the radio edit version and the instrumental. And we listened to it the whole way home. And then a couple months later, it actually ended up being on their album anyway, that came out in every store in America, and I didn't have to do any of that shit at all. Then I wouldn't be here telling this story, I suppose. So that's my showcase.
That's still dope.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
Some dedication.
Yeah, I'm caught off on that. I really wasn't knowing what to expect, because all you told me was, I think I'm going to do it on music.
Yeah.
And I am not on your level of music, but I am a big music person. So I was like, okay, so let's see if I'm gonna be able to keep up with what he's talking about. And of course, you pull one from way out and deep. Like, I think maybe 3 people probably heard that track. Like,
but I think some of the stuff is regional. But like I just recently kind of came to this conclusion, maybe like within this last week, of like I was never really like a big movie or TV person, I watched movies and especially like stuff that like, stood out. Like when I was a kid, like Taxi Driver stood out to me, and stuff like that. And Boogie Nights stood out to me, and I connected to it in some way. But then like at some point in the last 10 years, I think because of all this shit, I started feeling like obligated to watch all of this shit that I don't really give a fuck about. And within the last, I don't know, 3 months, I've just been like, man, fuck watching this dumbass shit. I hope the writers don't get any money. I hope they hit this. I think it's all mostly terrible, and I just want to sit back and listen to music more and watch TV less. You know?
There hasn't been much good to watch lately.
No.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us just finished that new Ahsoka show, and a lot of us have the same feeling on that.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to The Boys, though. I mean, The Boys has been good so
okay.
far.
Get in
Like,
on.
I'll give them that. But besides that, all
The
of this
Boys is
stuff
good.
that's coming out,
but I think that's just like it's like it's that. It's like I only want to watch if I'm gonna spend time not communicating with people, not talking to my kids, not talking to my wife, not talking to my friends, not like participating in something. If we're all gonna sit around and have no contact with one another other than put our eyes on the same fucking rectangle that lights up, I want it to be elite. And I'm tired of spending that time on mediocrity.
I get it. I get it. I
You know?
watched Roadhouse today.
Yeah.
It was just like, I don't want to watch none of this other shit.
You know,
Like, Roadhouse, good movie.
I watched one episode of Ahsoka, and it may be great. I don't know. I don't care.
It's not.
But I watched. I believe you. I believe you. But I watched one episode, and I was like, you know what? I don't want to spend 8 hours of my life doing this, man. I don't. I would rather listen to something, or you know what I mean. I would rather do something more meaningful. Like, I don't know, like with the internet and with everything else, like, I don't know. I feel like it was in the days that I grew up, like catching something that was kind of like high art was hard to grasp in the first part, right? Like, you know, something that was new and fresh and innovative, like Boogie Nights, like Social Network, like Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, like Reservoir Dogs, like Usual Suspects, like Seven. You know, something that came out that was elite. It was special then, right?
Yeah.
And you weren't inundated with this shit the way that you are now. And now you're inundated with this shit, and the chances of you actually catching something special are even more rare. So, like, I just don't want to waste my time sifting through it. If something is elite, if something is really the cream of the crop, I'm gonna hear about it. And I'll check it out then, or maybe I won't. I'll make a decision based on whether or not I think it's of any value to me. But I'm tired of sitting around watching screens and not interacting. I'm tired. Like, I'm done with it, I think.
See, and I've felt the same way a lot, like what you're talking about the taking the time for it with music. Like, when I was younger, I had old school, like a 20-foot cord on it. And I would sit there and I would plug that in with the adapter, and I would just listen to music for hours on end. And I will say in the last 5 years, I've done that once.
Yeah.
A friend of mine I went to visit threw me an old couple CDs that they had. And I really wanted to listen to them. Like, most other times it's like pull it up on my phone and just kind of half pay attention while driving down the road or something to listen to music. But I wanted to take time and actually listen to it. And it's been a while since I've had any new music that makes me want to do that.
Well, so I think, like, you know, I like, so I said this to my wife recently, right? Like, so like any other, I would guess, I don't really have any other point of reference, I suppose, ultimately, but unless you guys want to put your nanny cams live, but like, I would guess theoretically we do what like a lot of married couples do, and like, we feed the kids, we hang out, we clean up after dinner, and then we retire to the bedroom, we put something on the television, and then we either fuck or we fade to black, right?
That's it.
And like, you know, I was like, why do we have to fucking do this, man? Like, why do we have to go up and watch some fucking show that people are saying is like the new thing to watch when we don't give a fuck? We don't give a fuck about this show. So why, if a record comes out, right? And I'm going to take something very surface level, but it works, right? So my wife and I are a Venn diagram of music. So like, she likes certain stuff, I like certain stuff, and then there's some stuff we both like. But like, Post Malone is like an artist that we both kind of enjoy passively. Neither one of us are like passionate fans, but we both kind of think he has some. So he puts out a new record within the last couple of months. Like, why don't we go to the bedroom and just listen to that record?
Right.
Why can't we do that? Why can't we just go on? And then if we like something, we can talk about why we like it and how we like it and have that conversation and like, oh, listen to that. Do you hear that part? Or do you hear that little instrument? What's that? Or whatever. And then go to the next song and then go to the next song and spend the hour and a half or hour and 15 minutes together doing that instead of just watching something and then be like, okay, are you too tired to do another episode? Yeah, me too. Let's just turn it off. You know, like I don't know, man. Maybe I'm from another planet these days, but I'm over it.
You have a point. You have a point.
Yeah.
It's what's the one you're going the thing you're going around, the machine.
The machine, dude.
That grind, that steady repetition, up,
and it's
down,
easy.
in,
It's
out.
easy to join the machine.
Mhm.
It's easy to fucking join it because the machine does all the work for you. And like, you know, you don't have to talk when you're in the machine. You don't have to figure out what interests the people that you're with or what gets, you know, not only your juices, you know, but your friends, your family, your loved ones, whatever. Like what are they thinking about? How are they moving? And like, you can't get that fucking information when you're just fucking riding the wave of the machine.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, me and my wife are definitely guilty of that. I'm like, do you want to watch another episode? No, let's go to bed.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know. So like, you know, I don't know. I want to do stuff that's more like, I think in my personal time, I want to do stuff that's more engaging and less like zombie-esque, you know,
Yeah.
like, and I get it. Like a lot of people, like, you know, you go to work, you bust your ass, you come home, you want to zone the fuck out. I just don't want to zone out anymore. I want to be present all the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
It makes sense because you kind of it gets repetition and then you get burnt out on it and then you're just like in a funk and it's wash,
like,
rinse, repeat.
You're not living anymore. You're just like going through the motions.
Yep. So
that's why I envy about what you're doing, Ricky, about when you when you do the coaching of the baseball and everything.
Yeah.
It's getting you in this. It's doing two things. It's keeping you engaged in something, and it's also getting you outside. So you know, outside the house, and you know, and being active to do something. So,
but I'm gonna let you in on a secret. You do that one too many times, it becomes a routine too.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You had to constantly. You have to commit. Right. You can't just go through the motions because as soon as you go through the motions, you've just found a different machine.
That's it.
You know, like you have to this term I've been throwing around recently here is show up. Like just show up, show the fuck up. And if you're not going to show up, then don't come.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. And it's the thing that keeps that active part for me is it's a two check for me. You know, it's what you said, but it gives me more time with my kids. So like even when they're with my ex, if baseball is happening, I get to see them. So I'm still getting that little bit of extra time. And this is the one that's more like deeper and personal for me is because, you know, how's Bobby always say, get your tissues ready because here comes the sad story. My parents divorced when I was young and he wasn't around to do baseball with me. So now I get to do the opposite. Everything I missed out on with him, I get to make sure my son doesn't miss out on with me. So it checks a whole bunch of boxes for me.
You know, I was just thinking today, man, like my oldest is 15, right? She's a freshman in high school. And like, you know, like, and she's almost halfway done the year. And, you know, she's a freshman in high school. She's got the whole rest of her high school career, right?
Yeah.
Which sounds like a long time until you say, oh shit, she's got 3.5 years and then it's all over. Like it's not capital O over, but like the dynamics of our relationship are going to change in 3.5 years and they will never be the same again.
Yep.
You know, and like, I don't know, man, you know, like you hear like old, like well, I say old people, I'm the old person now, but you hear like, you know, like the mentors or like the big bros or whatever of my generation say like, you know, like cherish the moments because one day you wake up and they're gone. And like, you know, with my oldest, I'm like, man, like fuck, man, 3.5 years and it's a wrap, you know, like, you know.
Yeah,
I told my older ones
this year.
My older three, when they hit their 9th grade years, I was just like, I said, hey,
yeah, you've been
make sure you stay focused because senior year is gonna be here right before you know it. And
he's already been through it with his great grandkids, Bobby.
Oh, I said, yo, it's gonna flash by right before you know it. And you're gonna end up in your 12th grade year trying to figure out what you're gonna do after you graduate. So
Yeah, man.
figure it out. Make sure you decide on it and figure it out now, because it's gonna be here before you know it.
Well, like most of y'all have met my oldest in person. Over this summer. He hit a growth spurt. Dude's 13. He's standing like this to me now. Like he's up to my eyes, like standing up there. And it's blowing my mind. Like I sat back, and this is how I know I'm old, because I get like that nostalgic feel for silly shit. Like I sat back and I was looking at him sitting on the couch, stretched out, feet hanging off the end of the footrest, just like mine do. Like, you know, and I'm like, dude, I remember the first time I held you, your head was in the palm of my hands and the bottom of your feet touched my elbow. Like that was your whole entire. Here he's now, he's a grown ass man. He got his little peach fuzz beard and everything going. It's that kind of shit is what trips me out. That noticing the slippage time, and I've been trying to figure it out. And the best I can come up with is before I had kids, time went slow. Like it didn't have a pacing to it because I was. What I was doing, but now with kids, I find bullshit.
You got a hurricane going.
So
on
yeah, cool story. Yeah, I don't know. Probably fuck Florida.
Feed them crocodiles in the back.
This is what happens. This is what happens when you. This is what happens when you give the hamsters meth in the Wi-Fi wheel, man. They just mess everything.
You know you got crocodiles back there.
You know, but I feel like, you know, the more recently, especially like within the last year of like, you know, conversations and like this attempt to like really try to figure shit out, you know, like I've become like kind of obsessed with like the human condition, like what makes people fucking tick and how does it work the way it works, and you know, and I don't know, I'm fascinated. Like humans drive me fucking nuts, but I'm fucking fascinated by it, you know, like and why the certain shit turns out, you know, like the lights and wires conversation, all that shit, like it's all coming from the same place of like trying to figure it out, making the most of my time. I don't know. You know?
So you
man, look
aren't
at us being
all
adults
human.
and shit. Aren't we supposed to be here talking about toys and fucking Star Wars stupidity?
Fuck toys. This is way more
interesting. This turned into a basement conversation.
I know.
Just a couple dudes hanging out in the basement. About to, I'm waiting for somebody to put on a record.
Yeah, man.
Like, you want us? No copyright strikes on this show. No
unfortunately.
copyright strikes on this show.
Wait till we go unlive, and then we can all listen to Bobby's album. There, we can hear the showcase.
No. He's like no. Go to YouTube.
You know, and even thought like you know, like today we recorded like an episode of Nerd Rage, right? And like we discussed like something that like just a facet of, you know, existence that I hadn't experienced before. And I feel like for myself, like I've experienced an awful lot that life has to offer, good and bad. And like but like, you know, like just in the past couple of weeks I'm trying to be quiet because I don't know how many fucking nosy noodles are around here, but like, you know, my oldest hurt my feelings, you know, like legit hurt my feelings. Well, like we had set up so Ricky will tell you, I was like, you know, I don't know if this Friday, because she might have an opening, and if she has an opening, her and I are gonna do something. But we were supposed to have like this little date, my oldest and I, of like just, you know, just kicking it. And I was gonna go through, actually she wanted to know some stuff about my past, and I was gonna break it down. I was gonna show her pictures. I was gonna really get into it and explain the pros and cons of certain decisions that I made throughout my life. And you know, this was some time ago, and then she put in for her schedule to work that day, you know, and then she got hours to work, you know, and I was like, damn, man, like that was supposed to be, you know, it was supposed to be like our moment, and you know, but you're trying to get your money, and I respect it, but you know, but I was hurt, you know what I mean? Like my fucking little feelings were hurt, you know, and about my kid, and I've never had that before, you know.
Did she forget, or did she do that instead?
She forgot.
Okay.
But I don't know if it would have made any difference had she known either. You know, like
Yeah.
She's very goal oriented and driven and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. She's not like the most emotionally intelligent person, but she's a very intelligent person, but not emotionally intelligent. But like but anyway, just like thinking about that and processing that and preparing myself for more, because more is coming. You know, like as she gets older and starts living her life and becomes the person that she wants to be, it has to become more about her and less about me. And you know what I mean? It has to, and less about, you know, her family structure here and more about her life moving forward, and all that is like necessary steps to take in life. But this shit is like, you know, for a parent just want to, you know, kick it with my homie is like fucking god damn, that bitch is ruthless, you know.
These are the hard years, the hard years coming up.
Yeah, you know, but it's just like to recognize it, right, and to process it. Like, okay, I'm feeling this way, you know, emotionally, and then to access my intellectual side and be like, why am I feeling this way, and then try to create some balance between the two to like process it. You know, like it's just this, you know, it's just something new. You know, and it's like while it was a painful experience, it was also somewhat exciting just because it was different. You know, so shit like that, man. Just taking the moments, dude.
Just keep talking. You know, just keep communicating.
Yeah,
that's the key to it. You know,
yeah.
and you know, we all know that communication is the key to any successful relationship,
dude. So true.
And you just keep up that communication, no matter, even if plans don't work out, just keep communicating, just keep talking, you know.
Honest, authentic, genuine communication.
So I'm going to see if my Wi-Fi lets me get through this. But I kind of had the same thing happen with my oldest at the beginning of the school year. You know, they have open house and all that stuff. You come in and meet the teachers and stuff. And I'm a chef for a living, and my oldest is taking culinary arts in school. So I'm like, cool, I'm going to go meet his culinary teacher, and, you know, we'll talk together and see where he's at and all that. And we're at the thing. And, you know, when it's school stuff, me and his mom are both there. You know, his mom and I are both involved in all that. So we're all there together. And she goes, okay, well, we need to go to the next one. And he just took off like a shot. Now, it's hard for me to explain it to him then. But later I told him, I was like, that made me feel kind of way, dude. Like, you know how I am about cooking. You know that's an important thing. Like, I love cooking. I get in there and cook with my kids in the kitchen. And I felt really proud when he chose to take that as an elective, is he was trying to make a connection with me. I'm like, cool, that's something for us to discuss. I'm like, here we go to this teacher. This is what I do for a living. And you just like blew it off. And I sat him down that night and I had a long talk with him, because I mean, it messed me up way more than even that. Like, it sounds really stupid saying it right now, but it messed me up way more than I thought it would. And I told him, I was like, that is the first time in your 13 years on this earth that I ever felt like you didn't care if I was there. Like, that is the first time you made me feel how your mother makes me feel. Like I'm an unnecessary component in what was happening. I said, that's not to make you feel bad. That's just.
You said that part too? Huh? You said that part with the mom bit?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't do as much as humanly possible, because I'm not perfect. God,
you froze up.
You need your Wi-Fi connection.
Fucking bullshit. But as much as I humanly possible, because no human's perfect, I try not to say anything negative about my ex around me.
Yeah. That shit, man. I get like that shit means something, man. I can tell you, like, you know, as a kid, like my dad never said anything about my mom, but my mom was always going, man, that's fucking son of a bitch. You know, like whenever I'm surrounded, I was like, damn, man, she really hates this dude's guts. My dad wouldn't entertain that shit, you know. And as I grew up, it like meant something to me. Like, you know, it helped to display the character, right? The character of one versus the other. That one was willing to fucking trash, you know, openly, and the other one was like, no, I'm not going to say anything negative about your mother. That's your mother.
And now too, they're getting older. They're starting to notice the stuff that they wouldn't have noticed when they were younger. So she kind of is telling on herself. You know, it all comes to light. And now
Right,
they're getting older.
right.
They're
Kids aren't
noticing
dumb.
and they're saying stuff.
Kids aren't
they're
dumb,
not
bro.
dumb by any stretch.
Especially emotionally. Like they pick up on
Mhm.
those cues so quick.
Yeah. But yeah, I sat down and talked to him, dude, and like we had a good conversation. I ain't gonna lie, both of our allergies kicked in for a little while. We worked past it and we talked, and
Brink that
it's
what
been like
Brink just said is a
super cool
bar.
since then. Raised me to make them. Damn, that's deep, dude.
Yeah,
That's actually
that's the point, right?
wow. That is the goal.
Yeah.
That is the goal, though.
Yeah, you want them to be independent and but at the same time, it's like not entirely unnecessary, right? Because like you get them ready for a certain stage in their life where they're ready to go out on their own. Let's pick an arbitrary age. Let's pick 24.
Mm-hmm.
But at 24, I can tell you that I still needed advice. So like I still want it to be I still want to be like, man, okay, like you taught me about being 5, 10, 15, 20, but now I need to know about this 25, this 30, whatever, and then like retirement or whatever the case may be, like these like little things that like bit of information that you learn, and sometimes you learn it the hard way, and hopefully you pass it on to the generation after you, and they have a little bit easier of a time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I gotta go make my second glass, man. Y'all hold down the fort. I'll be back.
I think is a valid point to that, but at the same time, your parents also raised you, according to what they went through, and for people in general, you're always learning. So when it comes to your trust level of who you're learning from, those are the ones that you're going to go to first all the time. Is your parent. So I get what Brink was saying, but at the same time, it doesn't stop me from still going to my dad. Well, my dad now, my mom's not here anymore. It doesn't stop me from going to him to say, hey, that what do you think about this? And we'll have that conversation and that dialogue, and then it helps me out. But at the same time, I'm sure it'll help him out too, because it gives him a chance to relive what he went through in that experience, and maybe help him in something that he's going through right now. But yeah, I totally identify with that. Definitely.
Yeah, it's not so much like when I talk to my kids, like I tell them sometimes, I'm like, I can be friendly with you, but I'm not your friend. I'm your parent right now. I said for 18 years, I have one shot to make you guys decent human beings when you go out into the world. I said after 18, we can be friends all day long then. Right now, I'm your friendly parent, but that parent comes first.
There you go.
And
it's a it's a hard balance. Look, I look at it like this.
All right,
got two jobs. Keep the boys out of prison, keep the girl off the pole, and I think you might have done all right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my. Speaking of which, that's my wife calling. Hold on.
Yeah.
Turn that droid off,
all
man.
Right. Hey, you're gonna be asking to borrow our charger soon. You better relax.
No, man.
Hey, y'all seen my war on iPhone?
you guys are so crazy. There's no self-respecting iPhone user that would ever use an Android charger. That just shows you guys how ignorant you are. All
self-respecting iPhone user isn't an oxymoron.
I would let my phone die. I'd be like, oh, and I'd be like, oh.
I can't begin to tell you how many times an iPhone user comes to me like, yo, you got charge.
Man, these the fucking wolf tickets. I don't believe it. I'll tell you, like, because the thing is, like, Apple, they fuck with their shit, like, in that way, like even if you can get off-brand Apple chargers right now, Lightning chargers, whatever, but I would never use that shit because it fucks your shit up.
Yep.
Yeah, it can
overcharge a battery and kill it just as bad. So I guess what we're gonna do, we kind of talked about some pretty deep stuff. So we're gonna kind of move into topics, unless y'all got anything else you want to go on.
Conversations. What do you got for topics?
What do they want to talk
here's
about?
The new Ultra Magnus. I'm like, fuck me, dude.
No, Bobby, what's your take on the new Ahsoka show? That's
with one episode.
That is not the topic, sir. We would be here all night.
Tell us how you believe Filoni saved Star Wars. That's what.
With one episode under my belt, I can firmly say that I don't give a fuck.
No, actually, ironically enough, it's a conversation that we had talked about, and when we talked about getting you on, it kind of added to the spectrum of what we wanted to talk about, because we were talking about getting to the end of a line and what to do post you completing a line, and having burnout in collecting, and talking about having you come on. I brought up how you'd spoke how you're so close. You're like literally counting down on one hand how many figures you need left to finish up a certain thing.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
so we kind of wanted to talk about that, because out of all of us, you're probably the closest to completing something.
Well, so my thing has always been like there's always been a twilight to my shit. You know, like I'm not like some of you guys, like, and that's not a diss or a judgment or whatever. It's just an objective truth. Like, yeah, like I'm not replacing shit just because. If I'm content with something, I'm content with something. I don't need to keep up with the Joneses. I don't need the latest and greatest. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, I had that bad Cube Sun Surge. I was perfectly happy with it. I would have never bought the Takara Sunstreaker ever in a million years. I was gifted it, so I used it because I do think it's better, but like I would have never bought it. I just don't have that. Like somebody just said recently, like, are you gonna get the such and such? I'm like, why? And they're like, what like they fix the knees. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not spending like $200 some to fix the knees. I'll super glue that bitch for $2.99. You know, like this is not the end all be all for me. This is a facet of who I am. Part of who I am is my love for this shit, certain shit, not all the shit. And if I don't give a fuck about it, then I don't give a fuck about it. Rhinox, fuck you. Like I'm not buying it. You know, because I don't care. I don't care. So like we have a Takara mask, but motherfucker. So that's the biggest retort that people have the hardest time dealing with.
So fucking what?
So like it's always been, I'm going to buy the things that check these boxes so that when I look at the shit that I've accumulated, I can be like, man. You know, I think for me with Transformers, it was always that like there were so many of them. You know what I mean? When you were a kid, there were so many of them. And the truth is that the idea of completing all of it as a kid was, I mean, you might as well just try to walk to China. You know, like you know what I mean? It was impossible. You know, but now it's possible. So like that's the goal. And people, and like if somebody's like, well, are you gonna get the Macross? Like, no. Well, why? Well, because I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, the same reason why I'm not buying like the Bratz, like the Bratz line of 12-inch dolls. Like, are you buying the new Bratz? No. Well, why?
Right. Because I have two sons.
Because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Hey, Scott might have hit it on the head there, Bobby. He said that's because they're part of the machine. That's why they don't understand that. So. Take.
Yeah, and like you take like so like I have these Super 7 Thundercats. Guess what? With the exception of Lino, they all fucking suck. They're all horrible, overpriced bullshit. Every single fucking one of them. And I bought them. And guess what? If tomorrow Mayfex or SH Figuarts or whoever that makes decent things makes Thundercats, guess who's not buying them? Me.
Because you already got.
I have one, and I'm okay with it. Like, well, the elbows don't bend. Well, like so. I made a mistake. I bought the wrong one, but fuck it, that's the one I bought. And I'm not going to spend another $80 buying it to make you happy that I have the most elite Cheetor or whatever the fuck. Fuck you. You know, like these motherfuckers, they need to kiss my ass for real.
Bobby Skullface, ladies and gentlemen.
So Bobby Orange Crust Face is awesome.
But Bobby, let me ask you this. Is it because you know, and this is, and I'm literally thinking about this for me as well. Is it because, do you feel that way because it's not your focused portion of your collection, or is it just, you know, is it that
dude,
is universal along everything?
So the focus, the thing is I don't have a focused portion of my collection. The focused portion of my collection is my life. It's my life. And all I need is all of it to make my life feel good. Like when I go downstairs and I look at my Transformer shelves, I don't even like take Takara Ironhide, right? I think that thing is fucking awful. I do. But when I look at it, my brain doesn't say, oh, but you know, they got the proportions wrong on the chest and they didn't put the hip skirts on. Even though I know that's true, it just checks a box of like, I loved Ironhide as a kid, and there he is. If it had been somebody else other than Takara, then that's what it would have been. Turns out it wasn't. You know, and maybe I'm better or worse for that. You know, I don't know, but like, I don't. It's like toys. It's like it's not even about the toys. I don't really give a fuck about toys at all. I give a fuck about Transformers. I give a fuck about Star Wars. Sort of. I give a fuck about DC. I give a fuck about Marvel. I give a fuck about Thundercats. I give a fuck about Ghostbusters. I give a fuck about all this shit. And all I want is to be in my house and be able to kick back and put my fucking feet up and see things that I love. And I don't give a fuck about the elbow bend when I do that.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and when I do that, I'm going to sit my feet up and I'm going to listen to music that I want to listen to. I'm going to be enjoying it with people that I want to share their company with. I'm going to do that with, you know, with fucking. Let me think of some more, you know, shit to throw in there. Oh, in a sweatshirt that means something to me. Like it's all, you know, it's all part of the same. In a couch that fit the space well. Like it's all part of the same thing. It's not about the piece. It's not about the character. It's not about the line. It's about making everything in my life that I love turned up to 100. That's what it's about for me. Whether that's toys or music or my company that I keep or what I'm wearing or how I'm thinking or what I'm listening to in terms of podcast or music or what I'm consuming. Like it's all about, you know, really even in my job, it's like performing at a level that I'm happy with and comfortable with. Like it's about everything that I love, everything that I hold near and dear, everything that I'm passionate about being represented. It's not about these little minutia things like deformation space and all this shit. Like if you don't suck my dick, like it's like it's like it's you know like it's like you can like whatever you like and that's fine. But like when we have like deformation space and we have Takara's New Seekers and we have all these things and they're all tracing the same fucking lines and everybody's just trying to pretend like this one's better than this one. No, they're all copies of imitations. Who gives a fuck? There's no art in this shit anymore. That's done.
Yeah.
There's no expression in this shit at all.
Yeah. With the full tune, they're just copy and pasting off of the Sunbow chart at that point.
You know, like, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but like, there's just, you know, this shit used to feel like punk rock to me, and now it feels like Taylor Swift.
Ew.
Oh wow.
Ew.
That is a transition.
That's it. I'm selling all my Transformers. Bobby told me to.
No. And I say that. So, and here's the thing about Taylor Swift. Guess what? I like blank spaces. You know, like just because you're bubblegum doesn't mean you're bad. It just means that everybody's doing the same thing. It's lost its soul. It's lost its edge. It's lost its cool. Cool is a hard thing to grasp. And once you get a hold of cool,
it's hard to hold on to.
You've got to hold on to it. And they traded it in. They traded it in for crybabies and dollar signs. You know, and that's
the definition of sellout, right?
That's the way of the world, man. That's the way that shit goes. Like it was a hell of a run. You know what I mean? Like you think about this shit, it's like 10 years, right? You know, 10 strong years. And of that 10 years, we had from like 2016 to 2019, where that shit was like operating at a really high frequency, you know? And like, you know, I'm grateful to have lived through it, you know, like, and I'll ride the wave, you know, like it's fun, you know, like, but like to pretend it's something it's not, it's you know, I don't know. The more I talk, the more I seem like an asshole, I feel like, but
no,
no, not at all.
It's like not like
just
it's not like everybody else
there.
wasn't thinking the same thing. It's actually just being spoken now. So it's a good thing to hear. I'm sure a lot of us feel the same way, you know. So
yeah,
I mean,
it's nice to have somebody else come in and say it, because I feel like everybody's like, oh man, you know, Ricky's talking bad about this again. He's talking bad about that
people
again.
walk on eggshells when it comes to what we do.
Just for the sake of not hurting that's a rumor now. He hates everything.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate
it's not a rumor, it's a fact.
No.
It's actually not, but
but it goes back to the point. You like what you like. You know?
Yeah. But like what I
be apologetic about it.
I think what I like is for this scene to be exciting. That's what I like the most. Whether I want that piece or this piece or that piece is like, that's preference, right? But what I like is the excitement in the scene. There's no excitement in the scene because everybody just wants to do the same thing. It's like, you know, I don't know. It would be one thing, like people think I hate the toon aesthetic. I don't hate the toon aesthetic. I think it's a simpler aesthetic. And I think that when you spend a lot of money for a simpler aesthetic, it feels less satisfying. That's my personal opinion. But what I like less about it all is that everybody's doing it.
There's no other option. You have to
and then if they don't do that, they swing way the fuck over there and do some shit that you can't even really accept or even recognize.
King toys.
King toys.
Damn it,
Exactly. Like look at Feral Rex, man. That shit had its own identity. It had a little bit of Studio Ox. It had a little bit of IDW. It had a little bit of original design, and it was made like a brick, and it came out and people fucking loved it. Feral Rex would flop today.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but it's like the thing is, like you were talking about, you know, the peak of the Transformer masterpiece, you know, that 2016 to 2019 is, I came in on the tail end of 2019 is when I got my very first masterpiece. And so I never really got the camaraderie and like the fun times of masterpiece collecting. It was never oh shit, check this out. It was like, oh, look at this piece of shit, because this piece of shit's better because I have this one on my shelf. That's how it's been since day one, since I got into masterpiece.
Yeah, well, Legend is no different.
Yeah, well, it's starting to go the same direction now too.
Worse.
Magic Square, New Age, Mechanic Studios, or whatever they want to call themselves. Fucking that dude, you know, Mech Toys fan, that dude. Like it's all the same.
Yep.
It's all the same.
But that's what I was trying to get to is that's why I'm enjoying the classified line. It seems like we're all at the very beginning of it, so everybody's very positive. Even when it's a trashy figure, you're like, oh, this isn't great. But hey, this one is.
And they're cranking it out.
Yeah.
They're cranking it out. They're prolific. They keep it exciting. They add some sauce. They add some options. You can kind of, you know, it's kind of like you can customize your own a bit depending on how you put the accessories, what head you use, what helmet you use, whatever the case may be. Like, yeah, I think that G.I. Joe Classified is probably the best toy line out there right now.
1,000% agreed. 1,000% agreed.
I agree.
And like I'm having fun as a collector, like, because pre really getting in with Bobby and then getting in with the Realm, I didn't like, I was in a couple toy groups, but not like, they were just kind of like generic toy groups. It's just people talking about the stuff they collected. Like they weren't any kind of like specific or focus type toy group. It was just dudes in there talking about shit. And being in here, this is the first time I'm getting to enjoy the camaraderie of collecting a line.
You know,
like with other people.
See, like I should just relax.
Go ahead. Hey,
I'm just gonna give an example, okay? And I'm not picking on anybody. I know where I'm at. I should chill.
Leave your feelings at the doors. No, fuck that. Go, Bobby.
No, you do not have to chill on the show. So
listen. I saw Brink. Brink, are you still here? Type something.
He's in there.
If I see that,
okay, he's definitely here.
I saw Brink. There was a Pipes figure, right? From Fans Toys, and it had like the sticker or whatever in the back or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brink removed the sticker, right? And I believe it was Dust. I could be wrong about that, but I believe it was Dust. And I got love for Dust. Known Dust for years. Dust's a good dude. But Dust made a comment to Brink removing the sticker. I think it was Dust. I could be wrong. And if I am, I apologize. Saying like, congratulations, you just made yourself an IDW Pipes. and then posted a picture of the G1 cartoon model of pipes. So it doesn't matter who said it or what, but like, so now you're mad at this dude who made his thing look better to him, but you can't handle it because it doesn't look like what the machine tells you it has to look like. Right?
Yep.
Am I from another planet there? Like, why would I, like, if Gord, if you were like, hey, I put a purple nose on my Ahsoka, right? That's what I did. If I'd be like, well, Gord, well, now yours looks like Bozo the Clown at a kid's fucking party. Like, why the fuck would I care?
Gord be like, that's what I was going for.
Why do I need your Ahsoka to look like mine? Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, but I think that's the biggest problem in third party right now, is that everybody needs it to look the same and nobody's celebrating the differences anymore. If this was people in real life and you tweeted it, you'd be canceled.
Yep.
Oh wow. Yep.
You can't have differing opinions than the machine, man. That makes you the squeaky wheel, and the squeaky wheel gets the grease.
So
anyway, for me, I love tune accuracy. I love tune accuracy, and that's what I want. That's what I want mine to look like, because I want to be able to display it with that tune feel.
Let me ask you a question.
When it comes to my G1, but that's my thing.
Which is fine.
I don't get on. If anybody else doesn't like it, that's cool. I mean, I'm cool with that. But it's not going to change the way I feel about it.
The PCS statues. Have you seen those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Have you bought any of those?
Yep. I got an animated series Batman out in the living room.
No. The Transformer ones.
Yeah, I got the Soundwave one
Derek,
over there.
Derek specifically.
Oh, sorry.
Only statues I own, and only Transformer statues I own are the Hard Hero ones.
They are cool, and very cheap, considerably. Right. I have the Ravage one. Very cool, very cheap, considerably.
That's the only one I don't have.
Damn, man, you should let me know. I could have hooked you up with one. But anyway, if you take so PCS makes Transformer statues, right? And you take contemporaries that make expensive statues in that space. Man, I don't know. Maybe I just don't get it, dude. Maybe I just need to go jump out this fucking window right here. But to spend, you're gonna spend $300 on a PCS statue that looks like the animation model. Those motherfuckers that drew that animation model never got paid $300 for that shit.
Yep. Nah. No.
You know, it's like, what are we doing? You want your toys to look like they were not you, Derek, specifically. You know, I love you, but the masses want their toys to look like they were made by the kid that was chewing on the desk next to me in the resource.
God damn.
You know, I don't know. God bless it all. I hope all is very successful.
I really hope this is our top rated episode we've ever
this better get us Hall of Fame for this
is
one, man.
Gold, yo. I'm telling you, yo, rating is about to go to the roof. I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that. But like I said, because it's because to get back to what you were saying about coming down to your basement and sitting amongst your stuff and just admiring what you already have. It's doing that and admiring, because I can tie any episode of the G1 cartoons. I can tie it to something that happened to me, something good that happened to me in my childhood. So that's why I like sitting down here and just being amongst it and just looking at it. And I look at something that remind me of that time, and then but that's what it is for me. Yeah. So tune accuracy is the thing for me as a result of that.
Yeah, but it's like, man, do you want all that shit to look that way? Like, have you looked at the cartoon? Like, that shit was
well, no. At least because I know it's not going to. I know. I say tune accuracy to resemble what it used to.
But that's the thing, is that you can resemble and still have flavor, man. It's just
you talking about MP10. You talking about stylizing stuff? Yeah, I mean, no, that's cool, but when I look at that, to your point, when we were talking about Pharaoh Rex, I look at the Kang Toys one. Nah, that's not my.
Well, that's like extreme.
That's extreme.
Yeah,
That's extreme.
Go with MP10 though. You
How-
know it's G1 Optimus, but he has style. He has a little bit of extra on him, a little bit
So-
nicer.
If X Transbots, what Dinobots do you have?
Got both the Giga Power and Fan Source.
That's that a boy flex.
That's a big flex right there, bud.
But like so like if tomorrow X Transbots announced 5 Dinobots and they were going with, and they look like, if you click Sunbow Dinobot. So why are you SMHing? You're SMHing. Shit looks fucking
No. I'm no, okay. Here's why. Because I also had the Toy World Dinobots and sold those. The only reason why I sold them.
Come on, man! Like we're all, it's like, yo, it's like we're all LARPing that this shit doesn't look. I don't know, man. I'm sorry, dude. I hate to be the negative guy, but goddamn, these motherfuckers.
Okay, well, let me say this about X Transbots will never be able to make anything that good. I'm just sorry. They'll never be able to make anything
the G1
as good.
Sunbow, the Sunbow.
No. I'm talking about making anything as good as those Fan Toys Dinobots.
100%. I agree with you. 100%. I agree with you. But they don't look cartoon accurate.
And I'm gonna tell you, Fans Toys, if they made Dinobots today, wouldn't be as good as those Fans Toys.
1000%. 1000%. And they don't look cartoon accurate, and they're better for it. And I'm not saying that means that MP10 looks better than MP44. There's nuance to this shit. What I am saying is that there is a balance to be struck, and like when I don't know, I don't want to say the same thing over and over again, but like, at a certain point, right? Like if you have a master, right? You have the master copy, and when you photocopy it, the copy comes out. You're supposed to keep photocopying from the master. But I feel like these motherfuckers just taking copies and just copying that, and the image is just
copying over the copy
and softer and lamer and dumber and fucking easily accessible and less interesting. And the people are I feel like they're responding because it's making the game less interesting. If the game is more interesting, it attracts, right? It's like a soap opera, right? If the plot is good, you get more people in the mix, right? If the plot is formulaic, you might get your handful of very passionate people to keep watching, but is the goal to have 1 million people watching or 10 people watching? And that's it for me. I'm on some positive shit now for the rest of the episode. I'm on some smiles and puppy dogs and rainbows and
no.
You're on positive shit right now?
I'm gonna try to.
Try to be.
You can do it.
I don't like being the negative guy because I'm actually happy about an awful lot.
But I don't think talking about this stuff makes you negative. Like you can be upset and not be being negative about it.
It makes you honest about it.
Yeah,
it makes you.
I'd also wonder that you feel
like
happy
you're not gonna bullshit us. And no one wants to be.
He was trying to slide in with something down there, and I think I cut him off.
I think. Well,
What'd you say?
Yeah, but I'm used to that, Ricky. But yeah, go Gort.
No, I was saying, Bobby, you got it all out there. It sounds like, you feel like you're being negative, but I bet you feel a lot better.
Well, I mean, like,
I feel happier now.
I don't really, I'm very, I don't know. I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I'm very comfortable with my views. I'm also comfortable with my views being challenged, and I'm comfortable with rethinking things and extrapolating them and dissecting them, deconstructing them. I'm comfortable with all of that. But like, I don't know, man. I never cared for the lemmings.
Yep.
I mean, with me, I don't care if they went toon or a little stylized. I just want to check the box. Like with Transformers, I'm just checking boxes at this point. There's very little.
So that's a
excitement.
Good point.
It feels like it right now with Transformers. Even with Legends, like I'm all caught up with everything that I needed. I don't need 20 primes. I'm not that guy. I need one prime, one, and that's how it. So I want that 1 through 4 collection. I don't care who does it. I don't care who makes it. I just want it over with already.
So
the only thing I enjoy is G.I. Joe at this point.
Yep, it's good. That's a good fucking line.
That's the only line that gets me excited right now. I feel you on Thundercats. I stopped. I'm just going to finish out the last 3, Kit Kat and Snarf, and fuck the rest. I canceled that Thunder Tank before it ever came in. Fuck it all. I just sold like.
You're gonna get that Thunder Tank.
I just sold. No, I'm not. I doubt it.
There
I just sold like 100 figures just loose. Like I just get rid of it. I don't need it. I don't want it anymore. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm feeling very lately.
I think there's a question of like, what is the goal, right?
Yeah.
Like if I think about like what NECA did with that Turtles line, they completed a whole line and didn't make one great figure out of it. You know,
just mediocrity.
Right. But it's like the rising tide lifted all ships. When you put them together in a space, you're like, fuck, man, they did every fucking body and it looks good.
You said NECA, right?
Yeah, you're talking about the NECA Toon Turtles.
TMNT. Now I kept the SH Figuarts Turtles because I'm not gonna throw out good things for worse things. But like when I look at those shells, I'm like, man, like they're complete. You know, like I can't tell just at a glance. I can't tell that my SH Figuarts Turtles are light years beyond everything else on the shelf. I can't.
I mean, because they're the same aesthetic in the first place. They look like they belong with the rest of it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And as a result, I have a great shelf of a full cast that makes me feel good. And they're all shitty, really. You know, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter because it feels good to me. And if tomorrow SH Figuarts makes a Ray Fillet with 30 points of articulation, no, motherfucker, no, I'm not buying. You're lucky I bought one. No, I will not buy 2. You know, I don't need the latest and greatest like Ray Fillet to just stand there and do the exact same fucking thing that the $30 one did. You know, like
because I gotta see that new movie.
My
sorry, I really cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're good. My objective is not about the piece. My objective is about the end feeling, about how you feel when you sit in that couch and you look at that shit and you're like, fuck. I don't give a fuck whose elbows are trash and whose are great. The whole fucking thing looks fantastic. That's what I care about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like your Dormammu says, let me go back to that comment.
Shout out to Dormammu, is a good dude.
Yeah.
God
no, he's not.
Dormammu. Yeah.
Which comment do you want?
The I could care less about accuracy comment, you know. Yeah, because I think a lot of us went through that stage of our lives too, because it was a dude that I grew up with and we thought he was the shit because of everything that he had. And now I want to, bring him over here and be like, what you got to say now? You know, and so I think we've all, I think a majority of us has been through that stage in our life too. So.
Man, I had a guy in my neighborhood. His name was Michael Parasino. I probably shouldn't have said both those names, but that's okay. And and I went over. I was hanging out at his house. His older brother had all the GI Joes, like all of them, like the ones that came out before we started buying GI Joes, like the blue trooper with the black ninja mask, like just shit you never saw before he had them. So so we had this bright idea that we were going to steal all the motherfuckers out of his room, right? And so we went into his room, and my buddy Mike, he brought a guitar up. He had like like my first guitar, and he stuffed all the Joes in the hole of the guitar behind the strings, and like we took it in the
acoustic guitar.
Yeah, and his brother came downstairs fucking pissed, and well, he was like, "Where's my jet?" We're like, "We don't have him. We don't have him." And he started like throwing shit around the room looking for him. And when he threw the guitar, it was like all the shit inside was making a whole ton of noise. He took that guitar, smashed it against the wall. All the fucking troopers are falling out. Whooped his ass.
That's funny.
I'm sorry. The dude said, "Yo, the last name he that's a mafia name, so that's expected behavior, I guess."
Yeah, I feel like it's an interesting existence that I've had, but like my neighborhood was like this little diverse pocket of where I grew up, and you know, it was just a working class neighborhood with a lot of different types of people, and I think I'm better off for it, honestly. You know.
That's what's up. Man.
All right, what the fuck's next on the docket?
God damn it! I was gonna say earlier, I think my Wi-Fi froze up again, but earlier you had mentioned that you're not when you get to the end of a collection, you're not going to just trade it for the next best thing.
Yeah, not at all.
But are you going to start a new line or a new collection of something else to add to what you already have?
So yes, but the answer isn't always toys.
Right.
So like, you know, like I might
talk about it.
So like just recently I bought a bunch of art for my house.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's not because you know, it's not because I'm not happy with the toys or there's not more toys I want. It is, but it's like I'm just a person that likes to accumulate things that I love, right? So I looked around at my middle floor recently with my wife, and I was like, man, like this shit may have spoke to us when we bought this shit when we were fucking 24, but now I'm 40, and a lot of this shit doesn't speak to me anymore. And I firmly know who I am now at 40. I'm probably not going to change much. That soup is well cooked. You know, let's just get shit to reflect who we are and what we love, and get rid of this kind of frivolous shit. Oh, cafe, get the fuck out of here.
Sorry, real quick. Tyler wants to know about your skate shoe collection.
Dude, Tyler is the biggest hater. Like, so I'm changing his name from Tyler the Collector to Tyler the Hater. Let me tell you what's fucked up about Tyler. Tyler buys, in my opinion, the ugliest shoes in America, right? But when he posts pictures, and some of these motherfucking shoes are they're purple, red. Yeah, like I'm like, yo, what? You know, it looks like a fucking kid finger painted these sneakers. But I'm always supportive. I'm always supportive. Like, man, like I hope you get those, man. Like, good luck on your bids, and you know. And then I don't even post the shit because I know it's not their bag, right? So like I don't even comment on shit that I like. Every now and then I was happy. The sneaker that he's talking about was last year in December, which is the last sneaker I posted, which I was like, I bought something for myself, you know, and I was proud of it, and I was like, man, like I bought these. I just bought these. I'm really excited about them. He's like, oh, not real, not fucking. Like, you know, where's I need an athlete jumping on them, or it's just not a real shoe. And like, I don't give a fuck about Michael Jordan, dude. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about LeBron. I don't give a fuck about none of these motherfuckers. All I give a fuck about is shit that I think is gonna look good on my feet. Yeah. You know, like you know, like I'm sure like Michael Jordan's great. They're all great. You know, I imagine I wouldn't know
in their own way.
I know a triple double Ice Cube. What the fuck do I know about it?
Right.
Oh, we need to send. I think we need to send Tyler the link, man. Get him in here. They're gonna fight about shoes.
Nah, get his ass on the next episode. He's hating.
I actually want to know about that because I never understood the shoe collecting game. What is that all about?
So, what do you mean? What it is about?
I mean, it's about just like any other type of collecting. But
exactly, it's
shoe collecting. Shoe collecting has been very prevalent the last couple of years.
Shoe collecting has been prevalent for
always. From what I've seen lately, because I've never been in the shoe collecting. I've never understood
been around
shoe collecting until I actually knew a guy.
As long as I can remember, man.
I want to say shout out to Eric B. He was right. It was those Amiris, but like, so here it is for me, right? All right, are we gonna get all cards out on the table?
Yeah, cards on the table.
Okay, so like I've always been a person that has dressed myself in a manner that has expressed who I am and how I feel. Mm-hmm. And as I started having more kids and started becoming a responsible adult, I started making sacrifices, right? I started doing the responsible thing, wearing the responsible sneaker, wearing the responsible pair of shorts, doing like, you know what I mean? Making the decisions that were best, economically best, whatever, like they were easiest. And guess what? I started joining the machine. And I think that when Adam and I split ways, it forced me to kind of, this sounds real crazy, and I understand. Let me, so to speak, all of this in advance.
Damn it.
It forced me to get back in touch with who I was, independent from anybody else. And one of those things was like, I missed having good looking shit on my feet, you know, and And I had worried that as I got older and fatter and, you know, whatever, balder, that like shit wouldn't fit my foot or hurt my foot. And guess what? I'm right. I got a pair of Air Jordan 5s over here. They're sitting right here. I can see them. They're gray. They're very nice. They tear my feet to shreds. Tear my feet to shreds. If I wear them tonight, I know my feet are gonna hurt for like the next 48 hours. You know? But like what I didn't want to do is just make the easy choices. I didn't want to just buy the Air Max and the Air Force One and the Jordan and the Ultra Boost and all the shit that's just like the paint by number shit that people buy. I wanted to have something that was independent of that, that was unique to me, that like, so I started looking elsewhere for sneakers. And to me, it's just about, it's like you know, it's like pulling up and like I drive a fucking Civic and the top of it is damn near rusted. You know, I feel like shit getting out of it. You know, but like it's like I feel good again in wearing nice shit. You know, like, and it doesn't have to be crazy. I mean, I'm in an All Saints hoodie tonight. That's not a flex, but it's like I just. You know, it's like I this is shit that I let go in order to make the responsible decisions. And I did the responsible decisions, and I you know, I got my kids in a good spot. I did what you're supposed to do, right? And now that I've done that, I kind of want to like get back to just fucking, I don't know, loving me.
You know, how do you make a mask have facial expressions? That was awesome.
You know, I don't know. Like it's like, man, like it's like this is like I'm on some YOLO shit in a way. Like, you know, I don't want to wear things I don't care about. Like when you go into like Old Navy, I guess people do, and like, or their wives go into Old Navy and there's 3 for $20 t-shirts on the rack, and they just buy the green, the blue, and the white and take them home. You know, I don't want to be the guy that wears that shit. You know, I don't want to be the guy that wears shit that I don't care about. You know, I don't. You know, I want like it gets back to that shit from earlier. Like, and you're all good, Tyler. You know, I love you, but like it's all about it, making sure that everything you do is like an expression of you. You know, it's like something that you thought about, that you digested, that you cared about, even if the decision is that you asked yourself the question and it turns out you don't care about it. At least you asked. Right. You know, you're not just going through the motions, you know?
No.
Just bringing up
Tyler, you don't need to apologize, buddy. It's not hijacking. It's
bringing up Dormammu's question real quick there. Just asking about us supporting other people's collecting in spirit or, you know, otherwise. But Dormammu, we don't have to do that. You post all the links in the news.
Yeah,
and,
I was gonna say that's what you do already now.
I was gonna say I used to, but Brink killed that in me, so I don't do it anymore.
Nah,
I never chose the right.
I'm glad you stamped it out of you.
I support everybody because, you know, it felt good when people were supporting me. Although, you know, sometimes it seemed like my shit was crazy, but at first, but it made sense after a while, after being around other collectors, to say, you know, you should do this. You should. I like what you're doing, but it can be better if you do this. You know, if you're gonna spend that much money on doing that, then you probably should think about doing this. And I appreciated that. That's where I got to the level where I am right now, is because of talking to, you know, fellow collectors to get their opinions, to get, you know, because if I appreciate them in general as people, then I'm gonna try to feed off of them to say, you know, to try to, you know, either make my stuff better or just get wise advice from people that's been doing this already. I've touched on a lot of my collections from each and every one, including Bobby. So it's just like, you know, I definitely support that. You know, I support, you know, supporting people either in spirit or, you know, or whatever. You know, I want to be that support for you. But if I tell you the truth, don't get mad. It's my opinion. You know, just take it for what it is, and then, you know, either spin it or don't use it at all. That's totally up to you.
So
Shit,
they
where's
don't.
Dom
They don't.
right now? I have to remind that man about his own pre-orders like every damn day.
Yeah.
And Dom, you pre-ordered this? No, I forgot. I'll do it later.
I tried one time with Bobby to send him a link to something that I thought he'd find super interesting, and I got back a Et tu Brute gif from him, and that was the last time I ever sent a picture to Bobby to ask him if he had seen something on the internet. He's like, "Don't you know I had 75 people send me that in like 15 minutes?"
Dude, that's a funny response right there.
That shit was funny. I kept that meme because that shit was so fucking funny to me. Yeah.
Hey, Eric. Yo.
What do you say? I missed it.
Eric said, man, y'all collect trash.
That's fucking trash.
Hey,
I mean, that's
hey, yo, Eric.
it's true.
He's
Eric's
not kidding.
He's not wrong.
yeah.
And Scott really does do that. He sends me Batman links all the time from McFarlane, knowing how much I fucking hate him, McFarlane.
Man,
He still sends me that shit.
you know, every time I think about McFarlane, anytime McFarlane stuff, I immediately think about you, Ricky. But I just don't. Honestly, I just don't get it, yo.
I've already explained it. It has nothing to do with him making good or bad stuff. It's he screwed me one time on one thing for money I spent, and therefore I speak with my wallet and I don't give him no more money. That's just how that goes. And ironically enough, I tried to talk about it last time we had a show, but it didn't get in there. Scott actually sent me something from McFarlane that I actually enjoy.
Oh, he told me he was sending you that.
Yeah. Oh, you knew about it and didn't warn me? Thanks, boss. So he sent me this thing, and in my mind, this fits McFarlane. It's a 5 POA figure. He doesn't have to worry about it having great articulation and looking nice when it moves. It's practically a statue, which is right up McFarlane's fucking lane, and it looks great, and it checks off my nostalgia box for the Superpowers teams from when I was a kid. But I don't think he makes trash for other people. At this point, it's just a gag and a joke at this point. It doesn't matter if he makes the greatest things ever. I'm still going to speak with my wallet, because until I get a refund for that first $200 he fucking got from me, he's not getting nothing else. And that's that. That's just how I feel about him. But I don't hate anybody else that buys them. EE had a whole bunch of McFarlanes. I give him shit about it, but I don't hate him because he bought it. Took you a long time to get to that gift, man. You should have let that shit ride down the road.
He's just letting you finish.
Yeah, I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah.
I don't know when it's going to end for me. I honestly don't know, because every time I think I'm finished with something new pops up. Gundam has recently hit me, and it's just like, oh man, I already know where this is going to go, and I'm loving it so far.
You like that show?
I did. I mean, I just started watching. I didn't watch it when I was a kid, though.
Hell no, you didn't watch it when you were a kid, because that shit wasn't on.
No, I didn't. Okay, so I recently started watching it. Like they started putting everything on Netflix.
Which
even
Gundam
the
are you watching?
Non-English one. I'm watching the very first Gundam movie that first came out.
Skip all that. Watch Iron-Blooded Orphans and skip the rest of it.
So the movie,
and that's up too. I'm actually getting ready to roll with that next. So I mean,
you gotta believe me. Ask Uncle Dolphin; he'll tell you. Joey will tell you. Iron-Blooded Orphans and skip the rest of it.
Nah, Joey loves a lot of that shit. Warren Pocket and a bunch of that shit. He tried to have me watch that shit. I was like, this is dumb.
Oh yeah,
trash him, eh?
I think I just like the figures in general, man. I've been getting into the metal builds, but I want to do the actual kits, the HG lines, the MG line. I want to do all of those, and just do something like that, customizing the figures and painting and all that, getting into all that. So I think that's going to be my next rabbit hole, unfortunately.
So instead of the usual, where do you see third party in 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now?
Ooh,
as a collector at this point, that's what I want to know.
I mean, I think for me, it's kind of moving on, continue to moving on. Like, I have gaps in my collection, like in my toy collection, that as things come out, I'll buy them and put them in that spot, But like, my goal is not to just have all the toys. You know, it's never been my goal. You know, my goal has always been to have a life and a house and a space to spend my time with people that I love that reflects who I am. You know, so like, you know, as quick as I'm able to spend money on a statue, I can turn around and spend that money on a countertop as long as it reflects who I am and the space that I live in a more appropriate manner. Like, you know, like like, or in a hoodie that I want to wear while I sit in the basement to watch. Like, it's just like, it's not like the toys are just the toys are one symptom of the disease. You know, like for me, it's the same with music. It's the same. Like, it's like I can't stand not having shit. Like, you know, like I'm subscribed to Apple Music, right? Which I think is a great service, by the way. But like, it's not good enough. I had to go and buy it and import it into Apple Music. I had to download it. I had to pay for it and then import it. Even though I'm paying for the subscription, I have to own it. It has to be mine. It's the same thing. It's just another collector facet. But it's like, it's just not limited to this shit. It's all about trying to curate a life that reflects who I am and means the most to me, regardless of whether it's an Optimus Prime, a countertop, or a Drake record that I can delete off my phone.
Oh, fuck Drake.
Oh, Drake. Oh man.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Yeah. Welcome to the club. I you remember the, what is it, State Farm commercials or whatever he was doing recently?
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well,
No.
it was like maybe a couple years ago. Like Hulu has the commercial still in them, and he was coming on like in every commercial he was in it. And I asked my wife, I was like, "Who is that?" And she's like, "That's Drake." I'm like, "The singer guy?" And she's like, "Yeah." I was like, "I don't think I've ever heard any of his songs."
But my
She's like,
favorite,
I'm sure you have. You just
You
might
should.
not realize it is.
No, definitely don't, because I don't listen to the radio. I only listen to my iPod and
yeah, but
to
it's like
podcasts.
it's like on
It's
in, like,
everywhere. It's in
grocery
stores. It's in
Exactly.
Walmart. It's in Target.
commercials.
You know, like
Maybe
you might
I
have
heard
heard
it
it and just
somewhere.
not realize it was him.
But what she did was she goes, "Check this out," and she pulls out Spotify and press play on one of his songs. And I'm like, "Okay, not digging this one. It's not my vibe. I'm not liking this one." She's like, "Well, check out this one," and she plays another one, and I'm like, "Isn't that the same fucking song?" She's like, "No, it's not." I'm like, "Sure sounds the same to me." She goes, "Okay, well then listen to this one." She played it, and like 10 seconds into it, I just started singing the lyrics from like one of the other two that she'd already played for me across the top of it, and it fit perfectly in it. I was like, it's the same fucking song to me. It all his stuff sounded the same to me, like tempo wise and beat wise, like it all outside of the music, his lyrics of it sounded kind of the same to me, and I was not a fan of it.
But just to direct it a little bit back on target, like there's times where like I'll remember a record and I'll look for it and it's not available anywhere, right? It's not available. So like I'll try to find it. I'll plug it in. I'll set up my fucking mixer and my fucking aux cord and my fucking laptop and GarageBand, and I'll record it through my phone from YouTube or some fucking random ass site into my computer to export it, to import it to my iTunes library just to have it on like in my library. It's like, it's all symptoms of the same disease is what I'm trying to say. Like toys are just a facet of it for me.
Yep.
You know, and comics are a facet of it, and books are a facet of it, and music and movies and kids, it seems like, with all these motherfuckers running around. Yeah.
You know, just talking about how like you're playing around with all the music, Bobby, because I do the same thing with comics and movies. And movies, and I know you know you're still buying like your Blu-rays and DVDs, but I do the same thing because half of what I want to watch isn't on streaming in the first place, and I'm gonna have to own it if I want to watch it. I like a lot of older movies, and they don't.
This is what I was laughing at.
So I heard Rock Jesus. My favorite one I've ever heard is Drake makes music for grown men who have stuffed animals on their bed. Still my favorite one. But yeah, I agree with you, Gort, that like, and I can get it. I can definitely jump into a deep dive of owning media and the importance of it. But but yeah, it's the same thing. It's like it's having something. It's having something in your collection. If you're a collector and the only thing that it relates to is toys, there might be something else going on.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think the collector mentality, it goes far beyond toys.
Oh yeah.
It goes far beyond. You start looking at all the facets of your life. You're like, fuck, man, I'm collecting that too, aren't I? I'm collecting Halloween decorations, aren't I? I'm collecting whatever the case. You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that because I have spent the last 2 months starting to look into collecting to start a Christmas village. And like the house is like the little
And that shit
porcelain
is fly when they get it right, like with like the little setup and everything.
I just found that there was this company called Hawthorne that made a Halloween village
Yep.
based off The Simpsons.
Oh.
And I've been trying to and I see that some of those that set is like
I'm looking at
over
them now.
10, 15 years old, and those pieces are there's like one piece I can find on eBay and they want $300 for that piece, and like how am I gonna find all the rest? And it's just like, yep. And that's literally what I've been doing that night now, just looking and let me see if there's a Facebook group for this where people are buying and selling. And I'm now in like 10 different Christmas village, Halloween village groups, and
dude, and I find that satisfaction. So last year, as like a gag gift, Robert D bought me a little Christmas tree with a bunch of bullshit decorations, right? And it was a big joke, and we tried to, Laura and I tried to lean into the joke, right, and like plugged it in downstairs and at where we podcast and stuff. So like, yeah, we don't care, we'll rock with it. But then Laura had like ornaments made up of like the logos of all the shows that we do, and then we hung that on, and now that shit means something to me because it reflects a collection of shit that we're creating here. And it's like that's like you can it's like silly putty for me. Like you can mold that thing into anything for me, and as long as I love it, I'm gonna want to consume it. It doesn't matter what it is. I want to consume the things that I love.
Just pulling this up quick.
Yep, that's it.
That's it.
That's the set.
Wow.
That's the set.
Fucking cool.
Flanders house right now is on eBay for $300, and there is not a single other piece on eBay. So I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but eventually one day I'll have this set probably complete, one way or another.
Fucking cool. See, that's something I find more exciting because it's like it's unique and it's a reflection of something that means like that's the type of shit that like gets my juices flowing more than like whatever fucking Optimus is being released by whatever third party company next month.
Yeah, it gets old. It gets old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's like that interesting niche stuff, and in my case, I started picking up a lot of vintage stuff. I don't. The GI Joes I'm still buying new, and if I pick up a Black Series figure, I feel exceptionally dirty. I growing a collection of regrets. But I like picking up the vintage Transformers and like the Dino Riders and all that stuff, and that's a lot more fun.
And shout out to Tyler, not the collector, but Peanut. He sent me this fucking E2 Brute link of like I guess it's a Black Series wave that's like all holograms.
Oh god.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I was just like, God damn it. And he was like, what? If I thought you didn't like it, I wouldn't have said it. I was like, man, are you listening to anything I fucking say? Mando Trooper clone is the same shit. But that dude he's such a good dude. He's always just he's trying to I know he's trying to connect. He's trying to have a moment. I get it, but it's like I'm just so fucking hateful.
I sent that link to Corey, and I was like, all right, so you got a bunch of how I look at it. They look like Force ghosts, Got
Yeah.
a bunch of fucking Force Ghost characters, but not a single one of them were ever a Force Ghost.
Mm.
Good job, Hasbro. More Mandos, more this,
even
more
for that
Mando.
But let me
But for that matter, when the fuck was Han Solo even a hologram? Once ever. What the fuck is
Yeah.
that?
But let me tell you, like, there is one thing. Like if I could, I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say this little bit as a positive bit, right?
Yeah.
Because I shit on a lot of things tonight.
It's okay. We're here for it.
I get that, and I get that, but like, there's one thing that I don't shit on, right? And what I don't shit on is the people.
Right.
And regardless of any of the shit, there's nothing that anybody can say about me about not giving love to the people. Anytime that anybody's ever tried to do anything, I've been the most supportive. I've shared people's shit. I posted. I know somebody that tried to start a clothing line. I posted it, linked to their site, whatever. Like, I've always fucking during COVID. Anybody will tell you, fucking Cody, right? Tattoo artist, JD, tattoo artist, all people that are affiliated with us that are going to be affected more so by COVID than us. I reached out to both of them. I was like, I want to contract you right now for a custom thing. I don't even give a fuck what it is. I just want to put money in your pocket because I know you're hurting.
Right.
You understand? Like I love the people, and not in a bullshit, let's just say community way, in a real come to my house, break bread way. And I've put my heart behind that every time. And that's one thing that is super positive about me, in spite of everything that I hate. I'm always good to the people,
Indeed, you are. And I can attest to that. I can definitely attest to that. Definitely.
Yep.
That's a fact. Like, I can go personal. Like, first time I ever got to go up to hang out up there, like, Bobby had never actually met me. And he said, hey, you're going to be up here that day? Cool. Come to the house. You can have family. You can have dinner with me and my family. Like, I was just going to be at the hotel. He's like, no, you're not. Come to the house. You're going to have dinner with us.
Yeah.
Like,
and look where that wound up. Look where you wound up now.
Yeah.
Dude, I had to deal with you. I don't even
because then we met you that night.
I just had a dude hit me up this week on Patreon and was like, hey, like I'm getting ready to go to a vacation in the DMV area. I was like, do you have a bulletproof vest? And then he was like, no.
Wow. Damn, Bobby.
Dude, I mean, between DC, PG, Baltimore, like, you got to be careful out here. But like, he was like, can we link up? I was like, well, what's your availability? He was like, I'm free this date. And I was like, yeah, done deal. Like, I've never met this dude, like, but by all means, come on in.
So to speak, Eric B. So to speak, man. That ain't on us.
Because like I feel like, and I've been confident doing it for two reasons. For one, if you violate that, right, what you trade off, in my opinion, if you have any common sense at all, is more significant than anything else that you would have to gain from violating that. Do you know what I mean? Like the amount of doors that are going to close to you because of that, like, whatever you're searching for, you're never going to find it. So that's one thing. And then the other thing is that, like, I'm still down for a good scrap if need be, so like, get it on, like, kiss my ass, suck my dick, and fucking, let's do it. And I say that jokingly, but I mean, like it's like I'm a firm believer in, like, the shit, the fucking energy that you put out, you get back. Now, yes, I've shit on toys, so I wouldn't have any toys over to the house. But like, if I was, with people, I'm like, I put out good shit to people, and everybody that comes in brings positive energy with them. Like, nobody's been blackballed from my house. And all this shit, fucking 9 years doing it, random people coming by, stopping by, nobody ever, oh, no, he's done. He's done. Nobody.
That's a long ass pause after that, yo.
He's trying to remember if there actually is somebody. He's like, is there somebody?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there's ever anyone that ever
really
came close.
that one.
No, there've been some people that have flirted with it, but nobody's actually ended up on the list.
Hey, real quick, scrolling up, I came across a comment. Jonathan Walker, he's asking thoughts on collectors and how they display. I am finding that I am spending as much time in how I display versus what I collect.
that's a privilege, man. That's a joy. That's the fun, in my opinion, is figuring that shit out. Because that's when you actually interact with the shit you bought. You know what I mean? Like that's you buy it, you're like, all right, cool, I bought it. But like figuring out how it fits into your life, like it's a challenge, but that's the fun part, and it's frustrating sometimes, but the payoff, once you figured it out, the payoff far exceeds the purchase, in my opinion.
Trying to figure out what the next diorama is for me, or how the fuck am I gonna display Legend Transformers? Like, it's
or the case, or whatever, like just however you're gonna do it. Like it always, that's the fun, because that's when you really put your hands on it. That's like the 30 some 40 some version of getting in the sandbox.
Mhm.
Is that Fireball?
Oh, wait, what did Tyler the Collector say?
I don't have it.
But ended up, so the thing that Tyler's bringing up there ended up being a huge misunderstanding. And I have, all right, I got to be careful about what I give away out here in the streets, but
no doxing.
but like,
yeah, man, you got to be careful on these RHP streets.
At a
streets?
at a gathering that I had at my house, 2 people almost got into it, and it was subdued, it was diffused, it was sorted out. Car keys were taken, et cetera, et cetera. There was a process. Certain people, shout out to Dante, shout out to Shoulders, were put in certain positions to make sure that nothing got too crazy. But anyway, we fast forward the clocks a year later, and I got those 2 individuals on a podcast to talk to each other. And they shared like, oh shit, man, like it was completely misunderstood. I just meant this and this, and I still haven't put it out yet, but I have it, and I will post it one day. But it was a misunderstanding. But like, it's like, it's men, it's egos, it's pride, it's alcohol, it's, like these are all the recipes, and it's like 3 women in the whole house. These are recipes for destruction. Sean's one of them, Derek, and then Laura, and then insert one +1. There's a +1 in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So like, but it was, but like, still, even that we learned from that, we grew from that. Like, I'm still cool with both parties to this day. Both parties are still welcome to come by. Like, it's I like I said, but when I said, to be fair, when I said a couple people have danced close to the line, the story that Tyler's talking about was that was one of those dancers. That was Fred Astaire dancing a little tap dancing down the steps right into the but it didn't turn out that way.
Okay. But yeah, man. I think that was it.
I feel like I put this whole show on a weird journey tonight. I'm going to be honest.
I feel like
not at all. It was a good conversation.
Weird as in
I can see Gort smile even through my mask, and I feel like I'm right.
Yeah, weird as in unexpected, not weird as in not enjoyable.
Okay,
like it was fun. It's exactly what we needed. We all had fun with it.
Something different is always good, Bobby.
Let's shake this motherfucker up. Let me put a footprint in this bitch a little bit.
That's it, man. They're gonna remember the night Bobby was here.
It did give me something to think about, though, in regards to what I'm actually liking versus what I actually.
Yeah, dude, get those gears turning. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
hey man, at your age,
I've never been a hater. I've never been.
So you look at
Somebody's
this.
watching the show and on this at the same time. But anyway,
you see Tyler.
Ask Bobby about going to.
I know this story.
He's trying to get you in trouble, Bobby.
I know this story.
Yeah, I almost got into a fight at the Planet of the Apes.
What? Till the dude stood up.
You know what? Ask Dom and Dave.
Yeah, it was the last one. It was the last, like, whatever, War of the Planet of the Apes, whatever the last one was.
Okay.
And these motherfuckers were to my left. I got Tyler and Chris with me. And this couple was over to my left, and like they were laughing, carrying on, talking. One of them was on their phone shopping on Amazon, and I was like, "Man, I've had it." And I stood up and I walked over there, and I was like, "Hey, And the dude looked at me, and I was like, "Oh my god, this dude's 30 feet tall. His beard is the size of my chest." Oh, wow. But I'd already made the point to commit, right? So I was like, okay, well, it's either an ass whipping or
gotta keep going.
So I was like, hey, I don't get out much, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this movie. So could you knock all that off? And he didn't say anything. He's like, yeah. And then they sat there, and then Tyler tell you, like 10 minutes later, they both got up and just left the theater. I think because she was probably like, you gonna let him talk to you like that?
Oh yeah.
Ask Dom and Dave about subways in Baltimore during Baltimore for TFCon that year.
Oh yeah, dude. Don't. Hey,
ask him about the fight that I almost got into with my broken neck.
My advice is, well, downtown you're pretty good, but my advice generally is DFA. Don't fuck around.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you'll be some 16-year-old kid that looks like he's 60 pounds, but he's got a gun that weighs just as much.
Yeah.
But anyway, but speaking of which, let's get political, man. I'm a big fan of open carry. Like I don't.
Hold on, now you're singing my song. Listen. All y'all other northerners, shut up. We get to talk guns now.
So I'm anti-conceal carry, but I'm pro open carry because, like, if I give you a wet willy, I want to know if you got it on you. You know what I mean?
It's not about rights. I just don't want to know. I just want to find out.
Yeah, if you're acting like an asshole in a Starbucks line and I give you a wet willy, I want to know I'm not gonna get shot. If I look at this, let him just be an asshole.
Hey. Yeah, you mentioned wet willy. I'm gonna tell you this. I did this one to my kids when they were younger, and they still try to do it to their friends. It's called a reverse willy.
A reverse willy.
Oh, I heard about that.
It's where you stick your finger in your ear and then you try to put it in their mouth while they're talking.
What
the fuck?
That's Florida shit, dude.
This is why we want to divorce Florida.
Yeah.
That's borderline.
Thank everyone for coming on the show tonight, and we're gonna wrap it up right here. Damn.
Yeah. 49 seconds doesn't sound too bad.
Relax, Derek. You ain't driving.
I know.
Let's make Puerto Rico a state and get Florida out of here.
We're just North Puerto
I'm
Rico.
down with
What
that.
are you talking about?
If Ponce de Leon can see you now. Damn it.
Man, I miss you over on the other side, man. I really do.
All
Fuck
right.
Sam.
Okay.
See, that's that negative energy rubbing off, man. I should have never came on.
Hold
this.
on. Oh, actually, Bobby, I sit there and say fuck Sam every chance I get.
Who's giving feedback?
I don't know. Someone is.
I don't hear
That's
that.
what I said. I thought somebody was watching the show as we're doing this.
I'm only supposed to have 2 drinks tonight. As soon as we get off this motherfucker, I'm having a third. Pam, 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 pam.
Oh,
Take that, sleep wife.
You gonna wake up tonight.
Sam came to TFCon Chicago
Yeah, for sure.
and put a poster, wanted posters of me all over the fucking hotel.
Wait. What happened?
Yo, Sam, for anybody listening, that dude Sam M in the chat, like that's a dude in this shit that I wish I had a lot more time to spend more time with. Like he's a thinker, good dude.
Too busy making babies.
Oh,
my
God.
God. That's one thing he needs to relax on.
Yeah, supposedly he got that fixed.
Okay, actually, burgers. Rest in Chicago, whatever the fuck hotel it was, whatever TFCon it was.
Oh, okay. That was what, 2017, 28?
I don't remember.
We are having an epic.
Yeah,
What do we call that? Echo-a-thon.
Yeah.
right now.
I'm not hearing
I
anything.
don't hear it when Bobby was talking though.
That's because I got an iPhone mic.
Oh well, there you have it.
And on that note,
Dude, this really is the
He said
droid
you.
cast, isn't it?
This is the what?
The droid cast.
No, I'm my phone.
Oh, your iPhone?
Yeah.
Gord, I knew you were smart, man.
Now who's being part of the machine, Bobby?
I'm
Part
part
of
of
the
it.
iPhone machine.
Derek, mute your mic. Mute your mic, Derek.
Already.
Yeah, see, it's
No,
Derek.
I still hear it.
I still hear it too.
All right, well let's get to. Let me get my detective hat on.
Yeah, it's-
Bottom of it.
Bobby, mute your shit.
I don't even know where the button is for that shit.
You're gonna have to just take a look.
All right, well let me where is the let me find where the clicker is. I mean, is it time to wrap this motherfucker up anyway? Let me
We're
winding
down.
all right, let me all right. No, that was the wrong button there. This is really making your show better, by the way.
This is proper podcasting, sir.
Dude, I don't know how to do this shit. All right, there it is. Is that now I'm up there? All right.
No, you turned your camera off, not your mic.
Yeah, but I gotta turn my camera off to figure out where the fucking mic button is, smart guy.
It's right next to the camera button.
Oh, you mean on the screen? All right, hold on.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
There it
it's
is.
definitely your iPhone, Bobby.
It's Captain iPhone over there. Yep, it is.
Oh, my shit's finally had enough of your droid nonsense tonight.
You done infected our own droids.
It's gonna burn this show to the ground.
Go ahead. Hey, you want to hear something funny? Sean just bought an iPhone.
Of course she did, because she's a good girl, man. You married a good girl.
Story. So she just got 14, right? And they just announced that they're gonna bring out the 15. She was like, I just got this one. I said, every October they come out with the new version. She said, I'm just gonna take this one.
Dude, you know what I like most about her? Her self-respect.
Her self-respect.
Yeah, just not spoiling herself with a droid.
Goodness. She is I told her she was the whole reason why I went DEFCON 4 on my post when it came to iPhone users. And that whole sharing of the sharing, do you have a charger thing? That's her all day long.
I would never use a droid charger. They hate us because they hate us.
Because I carry a power bank with me. Just in case I need it. But it ends up her needing it all the time.
Dude, how important is the WhatsApp app to you?
WhatsApp?
Yeah, isn't that how you guys communicate on there?
No, it's use Google. What's this?
Google phone.
Google Meet. Google Meet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, look, thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, I was about to say, let's wrap it up. Bobby said he want to get out of here before we fuck his whole iPhone up. So,
but no, I feel like we've come to a good end.
Yeah.
You know,
Bobby, I appreciate you coming out, man.
I appreciate you for having me.
It was a fun time.
I hope I wasn't too negative.
Dude,
God.
Love it.
The more cursing, the more yelling, and whatever, the better. Like you see these YouTube videos, the more negative they are, the more views they get. So
yeah, but it's not. Just don't mistake it for anger. It's passion.
Well, I think we know you.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
you don't have to worry about us.
It's all about that and us being off camera.
All right.
Damn, everybody getting on camera.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll go around real quick and get out of here. Tell us where you at.
You can find me on Facebook, Eric Espada, and you can find me on Instagram, EE202020, and here every other Friday night.
Bobby, you're up next. Where you at?
In your girl's DMs. And for the new age, I think I'm willing to go into the non-binary DMs as well. But
I'm gonna let you know secret. You've already been there because I cloned her phone years ago. You've been talking to me that whole time.
That's why I hit you with that ASL. Hey.
I don't know if they know what that means, Bobby.
It's old school, buddy.
I know what that means.
Yeah, you do.
Sign language, mug. Where can they find you at, Bobby?
No, seriously, in your girl's DMs.
He already told you. He already told you.
You don't want
asking if she's down for the threesome. If she says no, I block her.
I already told you yes. Next. All right, Gort, where are you at?
I'm right here.
All right, Derek, where you at?
Dude, somebody else drive this shit, man. Y'all are like assholes when I drive.
Derek Bigsby on your Book of Faces. You can find me there. You can also find me on Instagram as Derek What B.
But he can't find
And
himself.
if you want to take the time to show me how to use that shit, please hit me up and give me a masterclass. But as always, you can also find me here every other Friday. Wow,
That was not
never
me.
fails. Never fails.
You guys are running a real professional operation around here.
Never fails. You can also find me on pop-up shows. Do You Even Transform, Bro? And Right Out the Box, which I think we're going to be having one soon. So look out for that.
All right. Hello.
And Rick,
All right,
where
go
can we
check out all
find
the
you?
other shows on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel, Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I'll plug Bobby's Nerd Rage since he's busy being in my wife's DMs.
Yeah.
So check that out over there. Again, thank you for coming out, Bobby. I do appreciate you taking the time. Thanks to the wife and family for sharing your time with us.
Yeah, they're just crying in the other room. Don't worry about it.
All right. And real quick, while I got you here, I'm going to show you this so you can tell the littlest one. I held through with my promise. I hung the money up on my board.
Money man. She still calls you the money man.
Yep. I got them hanging up right there. I told her I was going to there and there.
I mean, I just bought these motherfuckers a new couch. You're calling him the money man. Ain't that a bitch?
Dude, I got her Miss Sophie did one. They put a 1, and there must be 20 zeros behind that bad boy. I don't know how much money it is, but it's a lot.
It's ambition. Skull face ambition.
That's it. So thanks again, everybody, and we'll catch y'all in a couple weeks.
All right. Salute.
Peace.
Say it with me now. Round.